A small engine mechanic in Georgia got asked one question on a repair forum. Why does your mower run at year 20 when everyone else's is dead by year 4? Same brand, same engine, same lawn. The guy has torn down more than 3,000 small engines. He has replaced the exact same head gasket on the exact same model, season after season, owner after owner. He has watched families throw away a machine, drive to the store, and buy the identical model that just failed them. And he knows precisely how that new one is going to die too, because he has already seen it 100 times. And his answer to that question was not a better oil, not an additive, not anything sitting on a shelf. He said there are 4 things he does to every machine he owns. They cost $0. They take about 4 minutes total, spread across a mowing session. And in 3,000 teardowns, he has almost never seen a homeowner do a single one of them correctly. Here is the part that should stop you. The badge on the hood and the number of years that machine actually survives are 2 completely different things. One is decided at the factory, by engineers you will never meet, before you ever walk into the store. The other is decided by you, in about 4 minutes, every single time you mow. Almost nobody touches the second one. They obsess over the first. They argue about brands in the parking lot and then hand the engine a death sentence in their own driveway that same afternoon. So today I am counting all 4 down, number 4 to number 1, in the order a mechanic ranks them, by how much damage they do and how much money they cost when you skip them. And number 1 is the $250 mistake that almost everybody watching this is already making right now, without knowing it. But first, the reason all 4 of these habits exist in the first place. An air-cooled small engine needs exactly 3 things to stay alive. Clean air, clean oil at the right level, and heat that can actually leave the engine instead of building up inside it. That is the entire list. 3 things. Everything else, the brand of oil, the type of blade, the throttle setting, the fuel you buy, matters far less than those 3. Get all 3 right on every mow, and the engine piles up hours without drama. Get any one of them wrong on enough mows, and the engine tells you about it eventually, in the form of a repair bill or a machine that will not start on the first warm Saturday of spring. Here is why the usual advice fails you. It hands you 1 tip: clean the air filter, change the oil. Both good tips. But a single tip protects one of those 3 requirements while the other 2 quietly fall apart. You clean the filter. You feel responsible. You feel like a good owner. Meanwhile, the cooling fins are packing solid, and the heat has nowhere to go. The mechanic's 4 habits are different because they protect all 3 requirements at the same time. Miss one, and the other 3 cannot save the engine on their own. Let's count down. Number 4. The habit that feels like a pure waste of time and quietly saves the entire engine. Start where everybody fails, because this is the one nobody believes matters until it is too late. The lawn is done. The machine is still running. You are hot. You are tired. You want to be inside with a cold drink. So you yank the throttle back, kill the key, and walk away. That single move, repeated every mow, all season, for years, is cooking the engine from the inside out. Here is what the mechanic sees when one of these lands on his bench. At full mowing load, the engine is at peak operating temperature. The cylinder head is hot. The oil is circulating fast and hard. The flywheel fan is pulling air across the cooling fins as fast as it can turn. Now cut the key from that state, and everything stops in the same instant. The fan stops. The oil stops circulating. And the cylinder head, still sitting at peak temperature, is suddenly abandoned with no airflow across it and no oil moving to carry the heat away. So the heat has nowhere to go but backward, into the metal. It soaks into the valve stems, the piston rings, and the cylinder walls. Mechanics call this heat soak. And here is what it does. The thin film of oil left clinging to those scorching surfaces gets baked into a hard varnish-like deposit. One shutdown does nothing. You would never notice. But every hot shutdown lays down one more microscopic layer, over a season, over 5 seasons, over 10. Those layers stack up until they restrict the valves from seating fully, glue the rings into their grooves so they cannot seal, and produce the exact compression loss the mechanic finds on every tired, neglected machine, the kind that has to be cranked 6 times before it catches, and still runs rough once it does. The fix costs $0 and takes 120 seconds. When the lawn is finished, disengage the blades, pull the throttle back to idle, and walk away for 2 minutes before you touch the key. In those 2 minutes, the flywheel fan keeps pulling cool air across the fins, while the combustion load drops to almost nothing. The cylinder head temperature comes down measurably. The oil keeps circulating and keeps carrying heat out of the metal. By the time you finally shut it off, the engine is winding down warm instead of scorching, and not one baked layer got added that day. 2 minutes. Every mow. That is the entire habit. And it only holds if number 3 holds, because number 3 is the one that kills machines completely silently. Number 3, the silent killer. No noise, no smoke, just a dead machine come spring. The mechanic said this is the one that catches the most people, and the reason is brutal. There is no symptom at all, nothing to warn you, nothing to fix in the moment because nothing seems wrong. You put the machine away in fall, running perfectly. You pull it out in spring and it will not start. And you blame the gas, the same way everyone blames the gas. It is not the gas. Here is the mechanism, because once you understand it, you will never make this mistake again. Every small engine crankcase has a breather system. It is a small tube or port that vents the pressure that builds inside the crankcase, so that oil does not get forced out past the seals. On most mowers, that breather exits right up next to the air filter. The two are joined by a short little tube. Now picture the machine stored tipped, leaning against a wall, resting on its side, because the shed is tight, and that is the only way it fits through the door. If it is tipped with the air filter side facing down, gravity does something very simple and very expensive. It pulls oil out of the crankcase, down through that breather tube, and straight into the air filter. The filter does not come out damp. It comes out soaked through, dripping. And often the oil does not stop at the filter. It keeps going, past the filter, into the carburetor, into the intake tract. Come spring, you pull the cord and pull it and pull it. Maybe you get black oil spitting out the exhaust port. Maybe the thing simply refuses to fire no matter what you do. And almost everyone lands on the same wrong diagnosis. Bad gas, gummed carburetor, dead machine. It is none of those. It is an oil in the intake problem, created 8 months earlier by 30 seconds of storage carelessness that nobody thought twice about. The fix is storage position, and that is the whole fix. The machine sits level. Or, if it absolutely has to lean, it leans with the air filter side up. Always. Not usually. Not mostly. Always. Some engines, certain Honda models for example, even print the exact tilt direction right in the owner's manual. So if you are ever unsure, that is your answer. 30 seconds of checking which way it is leaning before you shut the shed door. $0. The only thing you need to know is which side of your engine the air filter is on. Look at it once. Learn it. Remember it forever. And it gets worse, because number 2 is doing quiet damage every single hour the machine just sits there between mows. Number 2, the 2-minute habit that stops the machine from eating itself alive. Flip a mower over after a cut and look at the underside of the deck. What you are looking at is a compacted layer of grass, moisture, and soil stuck to the metal. And it is doing 2 separate things to your machine at the same time. One slow and expensive, one immediate and infuriating. Start with the slow one, rust. Damp grass clippings pressed against bare metal accelerate the rust process every single hour they sit there. The deck is not galvanized. It is painted steel. When that paint gets scratched by rocks and debris, and it does, constantly, that is just what a deck's life is. The bare metal underneath is exposed. When that exposed metal meets the wet organic material packed against it, oxidation starts. It starts at the scratch. It works outward. And here is the part that catches people completely off guard. It works faster in a humid garage over a quiet winter than it does out in the open air during the season. The clippings trap moisture against the steel for months, while the machine just sits and nobody is looking. By spring, the deck is quietly eating itself from underneath. Now the immediate problem: the cut quality. Your mower deck is not just a cover over the blade, it is a shaped chamber, engineered to create a specific airflow pattern. The blade spinning at high speed generates a lift current, a vacuum that pulls each blade of grass upright a fraction of a second before the cutting edge reaches it. So the grass gets cut standing tall and clean. Pack that chamber with dried debris and the shape is gone. The lift weakens. The grass no longer stands up before the blade hits it. The cut turns ragged and stringy, with stray uncut blades laying over. And on top of that, the engine is now laboring against its own recirculating clippings instead of slicing through fresh grass. Cut quality drops. Engine load climbs. Fuel burn goes up. So a dirty deck costs you a worse-looking lawn today and a rusted-out deck in a few years. Both at once. The fix is a rag or a garden hose. After every mow, with the spark plug wire disconnected, always, before you go anywhere near the underside, because that blade does not care about your good intentions, tip the machine onto its correct side. Air filter up. Same rule as number 3. Then, wipe or rinse the fresh clippings off before they dry and bond to the metal. You are not doing a deep showroom detail every time. You are just clearing the fresh, wet clippings. Fresh clippings wipe off in seconds. Dried, compacted clippings from 6 sessions ago need a putty knife and 20 minutes of scraping. That is the whole trade. 2-minute wipe now or 20-minute scrape later, and a deck that keeps cutting the way it did the day you bought it. The rag is already in the garage. The hose is already in the yard. But none of it matters if number 1 is failing, because number 1 is the one that blows the engine for good. Number 1. The $250 mistake. The one the mechanic checks first. Every time. This is the head gasket. This is the machine that dies for good, not the one that just runs rough. This is why the whole video exists. Look at the cylinder head. Those rows of thin metal ridges are the cooling fins. They are cast right into the head and the block, and their entire job is to shed the engine's heat while the flywheel fan blows air across them. There is no radiator. There is no coolant. On an air-cooled engine, there is only metal, air, and those fins standing between the engine and destruction. Grass packs into the channels between those fins every single mow, a few particles per cut, invisible. You would never see it happening. But by the end of a season, those channels are packed solid. Packed channels mean no airflow. No airflow means heat that cannot leave the engine. Here is the failure chain. Follow it, because this is the one that ends in a repair bill. The fan spins, but the air hits packed debris before it ever reaches the metal. The fin surface temperature climbs. The cylinder head runs hotter than it was ever designed to run. The oil film inside thins out under that heat and protects the bearing surfaces less. The head gasket takes on thermal stress it was never built to survive continuously. Ask any small engine mechanic what clogged cooling fins do, and you will hear the exact same list every time. Valve guides work loose in the head. Valve seats drop out, head gaskets blow, and the ugly part is that there is almost no warning first. The engine does not cough politely to let you know. It runs, and then one day, it simply does not. A head gasket job at a shop starts around $250. A dropped valve seat can be worse. Sometimes it is cheaper to replace the entire engine than to fix it. All of that. From grass. The fix is a brush, a paintbrush, an old toothbrush, any stiff bristled brush from the back of the garage drawer. It does not matter which. It matters that you use it. Pull the engine shroud. That is the cover over the top of the engine, held on by 2 to 4 bolts on most machines. Underneath you will find the fins, and you will probably find them stuffed with dried grass. Brush every fin channel clean. Pay special attention directly above the exhaust valve. That is the hottest point on the entire engine. and it is exactly where the debris packs densest. The worst buildup sits precisely where the heat is worst. That is not a coincidence. That is why that spot fails first. Then put the shroud back with every bolt. It is not cosmetic. It channels the fan's airflow across the fins in a specific pattern, and a missing or loose shroud reduces cooling even when the fins are spotless. End of season, before storage. Start of season, before first use. 2 minutes across the whole year, $0. The brush is already in the garage. So here is the complete countdown. 4 numbers. In the order a mechanic ranks them by damage. Number 1. Brush the cooling fins. Start and end of every season. That is the head gasket. Number 2. Wipe the deck underside after every cut. That is the rust and the cut quality. Number 3. Store it level. Air filter up. That is the silent no start. Number 4. Idle down 2 minutes before you kill it. That is the compression. 4 habits, 4 minutes, $0 start to finish. And here is the truth almost nobody in the mower aisle will ever say out loud. The 30-year machines are not expensive machines. They are maintained machines. And maintained, in this case, does not mean a shelf full of products. It means 4 free habits that cost nothing and take 4 minutes. Everything you need is already sitting in your garage. Now you know where to put it.